looking for answers on offense entering the bye week. Mike Petraglia outside Paycor Stadium. Here on Monday, the Bengals were back in the building behind me following a nail-biter of a win, 17-13 over the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday, taking them to 3-3 on the season, entering the bye week with at least that winning taste in their mouth. But offensively, not so much. It almost felt like a loss. It wasn't, but it almost did. Certainly in talking with Brian Callahan, the offensive coordinator here on Monday, that's the vibe you got from him. The Bengals are not clicking on all cylinders on offense. They've played in spurts. They played great the first two drives of the game on Sunday, but then couldn't generate anything the rest of the contest. Even when they got a field goal that made it 17-13, they gained no yards on the drive, and that was courtesy, of course, that Cam Taylor-Britt interception and the return to the Seattle 34-yard line. Brian Callahan is looking for answers. He said here on Monday that he sat on his couch on Sunday night with his iPad fuming because of all of the missed opportunities, the lack of execution. He actually was very frank and very accountable for the lack of offensive production, saying that everyone on offense needs to be more productive. Coaches, players, everyone on offense, that is, not named Jamar Chase. Of course, Chase, very productive again on Sunday, and he's had a very good season so far. But they need, frankly, more out of everyone. I asked Brian Callahan what can be done to help improve the run game, and he hinted that, yes, maybe the Bengals need to go under center more and give the running back a more traditional look instead of running from the shotgun, which has been hit and miss this year. But again on Sunday, when the Bengals needed to gain a yard, first play of the fourth quarter, 3rd and 1, the Bengals couldn't pick it up. Not one, but two blocking assignments were missed on that play. Zach Taylor pointed that out to me as well here on Monday when I asked him what can be done to improve the run game. He said tackling or blocking assignments for one thing, technique, execution. Bengals keep coming back to those two words, technique and execution, when it comes to the offense. Maybe a third word gets thrown in there every once in a while, and that is scheme. Maybe the Bengals have to change how they're approaching their opponent. And Brian Callahan, again, acknowledged that maybe they do, in certain situations, have to change their scheme. It'll be interesting to see how the Bengals come out of the bye week against San Francisco on the road, against one of the best defenses in the National Football League. How are they going to handle that defense and generate more production in terms of points on the board? And Zach Taylor told us here on Monday, how does he measure offensive production? Getting into the end zone. The Bengals have to find more ways of getting into the end zone. They have only 6 offensive touchdowns through 6 games of this 2023 season. That ain't going to cut it. So there was a lot of accountability here on Monday afternoon as the coaching staff met with reporters, media, and kind of gave the state of the team as we enter the bye week here in the 2023 season. All is not lost. Defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo said here on Monday that Sunday's game against Seattle, the best tackling game the Bengals have had all year. He only counted officially 5 missed tackles for the game, and that is certainly an acceptable number. You're going to have missed tackles in any National Football League game. To have only 5, that is certainly an improvement. Certainly an improvement from 2 weeks prior when they had up to 12 missed tackles in that blowout loss at Tennessee. Also, Lou Anarumo talking about the great play of Cam Taylor-Britt and how he was aggressive and kept being aggressive throughout the game on DK Metcalf. Said that shove that Metcalf gave Cam Taylor-Britt an indication of just how much he was getting into the grill of one of the best receivers and biggest receivers in the National Football League. And also, Anarumo pointed out something very interesting toward the end of the game as the Bengals were punting on their final offensive series of the game, and they couldn't run out any clock because the offense simply couldn't move the ball. He went up to his core 4 on defense. That would be Sam Hubbard, Trey Hendrickson, B.J. Hill, and D.J. Reader, and told them, you guys are not coming out of the game. I'm putting you in there, and we're going to need something from you for the rest of the game. And that was after that series in which it ended with Geno Smith being sacked by Sam Hubbard, and the Bengals thought that maybe they could run out the clock. They couldn't do it, so Lou Anarumo had to go up to his 4 stars on the defensive front and tell him, we need one more series from you. And of course, we know how it ended. The Bengals were able to snuff out the Seattle Seahawks inside the red zone for the second time in the final 2.5 minutes. And that is really why the Bengals won the game. All right, the Bengals will be off starting on Tuesday. That'll continue for 5 days through next Sunday, and they will return a week from today against and get ready for the San Francisco 49ers on October 29th out in Santa Clara, California at Levi's Stadium. Bengals need to rest some weary bodies. T. Higgins saying here on Monday that he came through the game okay. He is sore, but not really anything more, much more, that is, than he typically is on a Monday following a game. He was able to play through the soreness of the ribs, the rib injury he suffered in the loss at Tennessee. And Chido Awuzie, he tried to give everything he could on Sunday, said Lou Anarumo, and they obviously had to make the decision that DJ Turner, the rookie, would get most of the reps at right cornerback opposite Cam Taylor-Britt. Again, another really good game for DJ Turner at right corner, spelling Chido Awuzie. Well, we'll have you covered all week long on clnsmedia.com. Be sure to follow my Bengal content there. Of course, as always, on my YouTube page, youtube.com/@JungleRoarPod. And as always, follow me on Twitter, X, @Trags, TRAGS. Outside Paycor Stadium, Mike Petraglia, CLNS Media.